Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone in today's class for the first intermediate grade. Our textbook is Super Goal 2 and today we will cover then and now reading. This lesson will be presented by me, teacher Mazen Harbi, and the sign language by Mr. Salih Al-Ajan. So let's begin. Our objectives in today's lesson, we hope that at the end of this lesson you will be able to read a text about a famous player and also answer questions about a text. Before we do this, let's make quick revision on our last lesson. Last lesson we talked about a pronunciation where we said that when we pronounce were or was in different form, whether these were form of questions or regular sentences, the pronunciation could be or could differ. And also we had a conversation between Neil and Leo, and we said that guess what each Neil and Leo relationship, and we found out that they were classmates, used to be classmates, and they're talking about their other friends or other classmates and try to catch up to these days. And also we had a set of questions about you where I asked you certain questions about when you remember when you were in the elementary school, talk about your favorite school subject and also what your after school activities was, and also your favorite teacher back then and your best friend. So just we said that to try to recall the memories that you have from your elementary school and try to answer those questions. So now, as of our lesson today, I would like you please to open your books on page 61. I would like you please to open your books on page 61. On page 61, we have a interesting reading text. Before we start reading, I would like you here to answer those two questions. The first one is, what do you know about basketball? So when you hear the word basketball, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Have you ever played basketball before? Do you watch basketball games? Or you only know about basketball, that there is a sport that is called basketball? Or do you even practice it at your school? Because in this text we're going to learn more about basketball. And also my other question is, what do you know about the person in the picture? So on page 61 you have a look at the player there and tell me, what do you know about him? He is a very famous basketball player, so tell me, what do you know about him? Our strategy for our reading today is that we're going to talk about biography of this player. And what do you mean by biography is that we're going to talk about or read a written history of a person's life. This is what do you mean by a biography. So in this text we're going to read a history about this player's life. So what we need to do in our reading today is that here, as you can see, the player, his name is Yao Mings, and what we need to do is that we are going to put the events that were mentioned in this text in order. So for example, in the text that we are about to read, we have different events that happens during his life. And what we need to do that when we finish reading, we are going to put what is the first thing. For example, here in this case, born in Shanghai. This is the first thing that happens or that mentioned in this text. Okay, what is the other thing? Then we're going to write number 2. And then the third thing and the fourth thing and so on. So this is our strategy of today. So when we listen to or when we read this text, try to focus on the events that in this text. Try to focus on these events as we are going to, after we finish, we're going to put them in a proper order. So now let's read this text, and as usual we're going to read it twice. The first time we're going to read it. You don't have to do anything. Just listen to me. And the second time I'm going to read it, and you have to follow with me while reading. So the text here we have called A Real Giant. A Real Giant. So let's begin. In China, his nickname is Little Giant. In the West, they call him the Great Wall. Yao Ming is 7 feet and 6 inches, which equals 2.29 meters tall. He was born on September 12, 1980 in Shanghai, China. His parents were both tall, their beds were extra long, and their clothes and shoes were in special large sizes. His dad was a successful basketball player. Yao wasn't interested in basketball as a child. He was tall but very thin, and he wasn't very strong. Yao's parents were very encouraging, and by the age of 12, he was serious about basketball. His progress at Shanghai Sports Academy was excellent. Soon he was on his local youth team. Yao's big chance to play for the Chinese national team was in 1999 in the Asian Cup. By 2002, he was a member of the Houston Rockets, one of the top professional teams in the US. At the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games in Beijing in 2008, he was a flag carrier for the entire Chinese team and a member of the basketball team. Yao Ming is a celebrity, and his smiling face appears in commercials around the world. He has fans everywhere. So, now we are going to read again, but this time with me indicating the words I'm reading, so you need to follow with me while I'm reading. A Real Giant. In China, his nickname is Little Giant. In the West, they call him the Great Wall. Yao Ming is 7 feet 6 inches, 2.29 meters tall. He was born on September 12, 1980 in Shanghai, China. His parents were both tall. Their beds were extra long, and their clothes and shoes were in special large sizes. His dad was a successful basketball player. Yao wasn't interested in basketball as a child. He was tall but very thin, and he wasn't very strong. Yao's parents were very encouraging, and by the age of 12, he was serious about basketball. His progress at Shanghai Sports Academy was excellent. Soon, he was on his local youth team. Yao's big chance to play for the Chinese national team was in 1999 in the Asian Cup. By 2002, he was a member of the Houston Rockets, one of the top professional teams in the US. At the opening ceremony of the Olympics Games in Beijing in 2008, he was the flag carrier of the entire Chinese team and a member of the basketball team. Yao Ming is a celebrity, and his smiling face appears in commercials around the world. He has fans everywhere. So here in this text, we have listened to, we have read about Yao Ming. Let's try to summarize what we have read. So it says here that in China they call him the Little Giant, but in the West, in the USA where he played, they call him the Great Wall. And also, how tall is he? He is 2.29 meters tall. And also, he was born in September, and his parents were both tall, and his father was a basketball player. So as a child, he wasn't interested. He didn't like to be a basketball player. So his parents were very encouraging. So by the age of 12, he became interested in being a basketball player. So his progress at Shanghai was excellent. So then later on in 1999, he joined the Chinese national team. Not only this, but also in 2002, he joined one of the top teams in the world, which is the Houston Rockets. And later on, he was at the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games, he was carrying the flag of China at these Olympic Games. So at the end, he always smiled. People will not forget his smiling face. And also, he has fans everywhere. So now we have read the biography of Yao Ming's and also his life story. So now here we have the events. Let's put them in the right order according to what we have read. So the first thing that were mentioned, as we already know, which is he was born in Shanghai. So what do you think the second thing is mentioned in this text? Very good. Yes, the second thing is that he goes to Shanghai's sports academy. And what is the third thing? Very good. The third event that he plays on youth sport team. And the fourth thing is that he plays on the Chinese national team. And number 5, he plays for the Houston Rockets. And after this, the final event were mentioned according to the text. It was that he plays in the Olympics, that he plays in the Chinese Olympics. So this is how can we put the events in the proper order. Now, let us move on to the after reading questions. And here we have different questions that we need to answer according to the text we have just read. So let's read these questions, and after this we can discuss the answers together. So the first question we have here is, where was Yao Ming born? And number 2, were his parents short? And number 3, when was Yao first serious about basketball? And number 4, what was the name of his team in the US? And number 5, what was his role in the Olympic Games of 2008 in Beijing? And number 6, does he have fans only in his home country? So these are a very important 6 questions about this text. Let's start to answer them. So the first question here we have is number 1, where was Yao Ming born? So the text mentioned talked about Yao Ming. So where do you think, where was he born? Very good. Yes, the answer is that he was born in Shanghai in China. And number 2, were his parents short? And as we have learned that the questions that we start are with a verb to be like was or where, as we have here. These are always a short questions or yes and no questions. So this is a yes or no question. So were his parents short or not short, they are tall? What do you think? Very good. The answer is no, they were tall. His parents were tall and not short. Question number 3. When was Yao first serious about basketball? At what age Yao decided that he wants to be or to become a basketball player? So the text mentioned a certain age where Yao became interested and became or likes basketball. So at what age exactly? Excellent. So the answer is that by the age of 12. So at the beginning of his life, when he was a child, he wasn't interested in basketball, but because his parents are encouraging, it means that they give him, they told him, or they speak to him with nice words, and also they provide him with everything that he needs. So they encourage him until he became interested, until he likes basketball at the end. And looks how this turns out. So, number 4. What was the name of his team in the US? So we learned that from the reading text that Yao Ming went to the US to join one of the most famous teams in the US. So do you recall what that team was? Very good. The answer is the Houston Rockets. And number 5. What was his role in the Olympic Games of 2008 in Beijing? So, of course, every delegation, every group of people from one country, when they go to the Olympic Games, they have different roles. So some of them will be responsible maybe for the media, and some of them responsible for other things. So the text mentioned the exact role of Yao Ming's. Do you remember of during the Olympic Games in Beijing in 2008, what was the role of Yao Ming? Very good. The answer is that he was the flag carrier for the entire Chinese team and a member of the basketball team. So not only a flag carrier, but also he was a member of the basketball team. It means that he plays for the basketball team. So basically he has 2 roles in this Olympic Games. And number 6, the last question is, does he have fans only in his home country? So we have read about Yao Ming, and also we read about his biography. So does he have only fans, people who like to watch him play, people who enjoy watching him play as well? So does he have those fans or those people only in his home country? It means only in China? Or the text said that he has fans everywhere. What do you think? Very good. The answer is that no, he has fans everywhere. Every parts of the world, there are people, there are fans who likes to watch or see Yao Ming plays. So here we have answered these questions. Just to remind ourselves with the answers. The first answers of the 3 questions: he was born in Shanghai, China, and his parents were not short, they were tall. And when he was first serious about basketball, that was by the age of 12, when he reached the age of 12. And also, as for the other answers, the team or the name of the team in the US that he played for was the Houston Rockets. And also his role in the Olympic Games, as we have learned, that he has more than one role. The first one is that he was the flag carrier for the entire Chinese team. Not only this, and also a member of the basketball team. A member, it means a team member. It means that he plays for that team. He's doing something for that team. And also, he doesn't have fans only in China, but he has fans everywhere in every parts of the world, as he is famous and he was born in China, moved to the US, so there he gained a lot of fans from different parts of the world. So now we have reached the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.